Remember, there's some pretty important information here in the disclaimer. You might want to give the video a quick pause and read it.
Oh, hey everybody, it's me, Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog! Just here to remind you that if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. And for even more amazing customs, don't forget to subscribe to Wake Angel 2001, because between you and me, they're way past cool.
Hello my friends, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with a custom video. This is the results of that little poll that I put up a couple weeks ago, asking which of the 3 personal projects I have tabled would you like to see completed first. And although Belle the Tinkerer put up a mighty fight, it does seem that people wanted to see a truly game-accurate Infinite figure. Oh man, me and this character have such a complicated history. Like, I have dressed as him for conventions. I personally challenged Tomy to make a better figure, and I've done the gimmick figures where you can take the mask off. Then I tried my best to hand sculpt the mask myself, and then I made like the Zero the Jackal version in 2 different scales. Like, I have an almost unhealthy relationship with this evil jackal character. And this is pure coincidence, I assure you, but Sonic Force's Speed Battle has finally integrated Infinite into its gameplay. Like, yeah, with all the references to the Phantom Ruby and the fact that it's literally called Sonic Forces, it seemed kind of weird that Infinite was absent from the game for all this time. But as of the last update, you may have noticed that characters that use Phantom Ruby powers, such as the Illusion Boost, now have different powers that don't, use the Phantom Ruby's illusions. And so far this has happened to me twice, but occasionally when you play a race, an instrumental cover of the Infinite theme will play, and there'll be a racer that is covered in Phantom Ruby cubes, which if you look at just the right time, you can see Infinite inside of there. Now, I'm not sure if this is an AI character, or if it's like some mods who are literally playing as an unlocked Infinite figure, like participating in races every now and then. I'm not sure which is actually kind of a cooler thing. But yeah, it does appear that Infinite is slowly breaking into the actual game, and you can actually compete against him. And if you get hit by his attacks, and it does the same thing from the actual Sonic Forces game, where like upgrades turn into hazards and like stuff happens. So it's kind of cool that that's actually happening. But this isn't a history video of Infinite again. This is me making a toy. So this is going to be the definitive Infinite figure. The one that looks as much as the video game character as is physically possible. So the base toy is this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mega Construx Foot Soldier. The robot foot ninja. Those guys. You know them. I chose this as the base figure because most of the body is already black, so that means I won't have to worry about paint peeling so much in the joints, except for the hips and the knees, but whatever. And he has this collar thing going on. That could be like Infinite's fluffy scarf-looking thing that he has going on. So, this is just kind of the ideal base figure for this kind of thing. Now, there's a thing that's going to make this particularly special, and it's the first time that I'm using Infinite's actual hands and mask models from the game itself. So, yep, we got a 3D printed version of the actual in-game mask. I couldn't use this when I was making the Infinite figure that had the removable mask, because as you can see, it would be way too small to actually fit on top of a figure's face. I could upscale it, but then like the ears would be like, you know, the wrong size. It just wouldn't work is what I'm trying to get at. But hey, now that I actually have the definitive actual in-game model printed out, I can show you how little the Tomy figure looks like it. Yeah, I mean, look at that. The mask isn't even close to the right shape. And like everyone was saying, oh, but like your Infinite figure may have had a removable mask, but the Tomy figure still looks more like the game's mask. And like really, look at it. It doesn't even have the same shape and profile. It's Okay, but yeah, like I'm not gonna hate too much on the official Tomy figure. Let's go ahead and make my toy, which will be better in every way. So, for making this head, the first thing I did was stick the foot soldier's head in with just a little bit of epoxy to make sure that the mask would set at the right angle. I had to wait for this all to harden so I could make sure that everything would be nice and sturdy and that the head wouldn't wobble or warp, because I didn't want the weight of the mask to, you know, throw it off. Once that was done, I then sculpted in the entire rest of the head and started on his dreads. Do I call them dreads? What do you call Infinite's hair? Because are they dreadlocks? Because, like, Knuckles has dreadlocks, and Infinite's are kind of the same, but they're a different shape. I don't know. His crazy hair is what I'm going to say. So once all those were sculpted in, like, this is really the part of Infinite that's always the most annoying and tedious, because making all these long little tubes of epoxy and then making sure that they don't slump under their own weight as they harden, like, that's, it's just such a pain, but it eventually gets done. And, oh, sorry, I just burped. Then once all that was finally done and mounted, I was able to paint him so we could finally get an image of what an accurate printout of the mask looks like. And yeah, I'm biting my lip right now. That looks really good. I'm getting chills looking at it. I always love the inherent asymmetry of this face. Like, I don't know, what is it about this? Is it a little bit of the 90s edgelord that's still inside of me? Like that part of my that part of me that's still mentally 10 years old and is just kind of into the crazy 90s cheese. Someone just sent me a text and it's distracting. I don't know, like, I think Infinite was just channeling some of that 90s edgelord stuff, like something that really hadn't been captured since Shadow. Like, I guess Mephiles also had that thing going on, but I don't know. I think it's because, like, Mephiles' impact wasn't as good because, you know, he unfortunately was in Sonic 2006. But yeah, so once that was done, the rest of the body modifications had to take place. The shoes are just the shoes. Like, you see me do these before. It's the exact same model that I printed out when I made the Jakks Pacific scaled Zero the Jackal figure, except now they're smaller because it's Jazzwares scale. And for the first time, I've actually 3D printed Infinite's actual hands. I got Corey to give me the in-game model, and he made sure to pose them in the way that they're posed for the like that iconic look that you saw at the beginning of the video, where for Infinite's most common pose from the promotional imagery. Yeah, that's what it is. Because they're smaller, there was a little bit of roughage that I had to sculpt over just to smooth things out, but I think they came out pretty okay. And I just had to attach them to these arms, and, you know, we have Infinite's hands. I will show you in just a moment, but I didn't take any colored pictures of them yet, so let's go to the collar. The foot soldier has this collar, which I just had to sculpt the Phantom Ruby on, and the points on the back, because I'm still not sure if this is a scarf that he's wearing, or if it's meant to be his natural chest fluff like Silver's. So, it's kind of a JoJo hat thing, and that it just kind of integrates into two things. Like, where does JoJo's, where does the hat end and his hair begin? We don't know. And then we have to do the torso, which is buff. Infinite is surprisingly buff, isn't he? I just had to paint the white striping on his back and just try not to get lost in those pecs. As I put on the collar scarf thing, and it covers up the pecs, so this isn't unusually buff Infinite. This is just although when you look at his back, you can still see those muscle lines in there. So Infinite does hit the gym. Like Infinite doesn't have any. Before he got the Phantom Ruby, he didn't have any inherent super abilities, so, this is just a guy who worked out and trained a lot, and then got his ass completely handed to him by Shadow, who has legit superpowers, so, that drove him insane, and he opted to go with Dr. Eggman's insane experiments, which I'm still convinced got the rest of his squad killed. But, again, this isn't an infinite history. The tail actually integrates a Jazzwares Sonic figure part. It is a 3-inch Tails' tail, which I modified to fit onto the back of the foot soldier's, lower back. And, of course, sculpted and painted to have Infinite's little flared hair points back there. And, with all the parts completed, we can finally take a look at the completed, definitive Infinite. And there we go. I like how, because of the way the shoes are shaped and that he has a big tail back there, you can actually pose him in the way that he has it, like he's just kind of hovering above. You can do the thing where you see the tops of his shoes. And, because he's a Mega Construx figure, he has all the posability. I was always upset with Mega Construx figures because most Sonic characters don't have the physique for them. But thankfully, because of Infinite's little scarf fluff thing, it actually covers up the muscular chest and makes him look a lot more like a classic Sonic figure. Also, since the arms aren't overly muscular, like He-Man with his huge biceps, that would never work for Infinite, unless you're doing some very specific fetish artwork, which I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be that hard to find. If you just I'm pretty sure there's some Christian memes with an extremely buff Sonic that are kind of cursed which is ironic considering what they are, but whatever. So yeah, that is getting away from the disturbing cursed memes that I don't know why I brought up. We have Infinite completed, and I hope you guys like this one and can finally acknowledge that I made a better figure than the official Tomy one, because he has a more accurate sculpt, and he's more posable, so I win on both counts now. So, take that, Tomy. Now, it's in Jakks Pacific's court. Will they make an Infinite figure? Will it be better than mine? Only one way to find out. Come on. I know you don't want to make any female characters, Jakks Pacific, but hey, maybe this guy can be up your alley, Alright, the gauntlet has been thrown. This is Wake Angel 2001, very smugly signing off.